Guys, how's it going? This is Gerald with Real Estate Investing Tips for Beginners. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and go over something that I had put into my group several days ago, right? So what I had said initially was I was going to go ahead and create at least 15 delinquent tax lists that are free across the United States. Well, actually, in all actuality, I came up with 84 different lists in 15 different counties, right? So this right here can be extremely useful, especially at this time in the midst of COVID. This can be extremely useful for real estate agents and investors, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and go just a touch in depth about my process, what I did, notes I took, et cetera, et cetera. So first and foremost, you may be asking, what is a delinquent tax list? Delinquent tax list really is a list of properties nationwide that are behind on property taxes, okay? So what happens is once a property is behind on taxes, that property over a period of time, it can be 3 years, 5 years, seven, whatever the county's rules are over a period of time, that property goes to tax lien or tax deed sale, essentially tax foreclosure, right? So why is this list important? Well, what happens is this. When you have someone, whether they have a house, piece of land, apartment complex, what have you, and their delinquent, their property taxes are years behind, right? Not necessarily at the 1 year mark. You want to focus on people that are at least 2 years behind and older. Essentially, oftentimes, what that's telling you is I have motivation to get rid of, to sell my property, et cetera, et cetera. So, what it should do for you, whether you're an agent or an investor, is say, hey, look, um, I am, if you're targeting an owner, I am behind on taxes and I'm not necessarily interested in this property. Now, on average, vacant land, in other words, properties that don't have improvements on them, become low hanging fruit, become very, very, very attractive. However, people that own commercial property can lose their property to back taxes, back property taxes. People that have houses, people that have different situations going on. Essentially, what happens is they're telling you that they are no longer interested in that property. Now, this all revolves around timing. It all revolves around timing. So you need to reach out to them somehow, some way, whether that's a direct mail, whether that's phone number, text message, whatever the case may be, reach out to them just to see if they're interested in selling their property. Okay. Now, these are the counties that I targeted. Okay. Riverside County, Cobb County, Passaic County, Tarrant County, Texas. So after going through this entire process, it's taken me a couple of days. Okay. I'm going to tell you something. Some of this information with some of these counties is extremely easy. Some of it is difficult. Some counties make you jump through hoops. Some counties are not information friendly. Right? Obviously, I couldn't get everyone that asked questions within my group, but a total of 84 counties now. 67 of those counties, if I'm not mistaken, are in. It's either 67 or 69. 67 and 69, one or the other, are in Alabama. Okay. So there's going to be one link in the description of this video where you can go ahead, click on that link, and that will have access to 60 plus counties in the state of Alabama. How I found that, I don't know. Just I just found it. But by far, the winner on this list in terms of information, in terms of details, data, et cetera, et cetera. Number one and number two, obviously, I'm gonna say number one definitely is Alabama, because I mean you can just go ahead and click on one link and they just have updated information right there, just the entire state of Alabama. But number two really is Clark County, Nevada. I was very impressed with Clark County. I'm gonna let you all know something. And I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get to these notes as well. I want to really just go ahead and hone in on now. Right now, it's September 2021. Okay, September 2021. Now, some of this information on these lists is older, right? From 2019. A lot of these lists are from September 2021. Some are June 2021. Now, many of you all have challenges with regards to third-party sites, like whether that be PropStream, whether that be DataTree, et cetera, et cetera. The challenge oftentimes is not the third-party source that you're registered with. Okay, the third-party source that you're registered with, when you go ahead and get data, lots of times it's not, that has nothing to do with that third-party source. That has to do with the county. Some of these counties are not good at updating their data. Some of these counties are straight up terrible at just having updated data. Okay, so one thing you want to do is to begin to reach out to your local county. Okay? And on the next slide, I'll go ahead and give you some steps. Reach out to your local county to go ahead and get updated information. When you reach that county, begin to develop a relationship with them. Okay, begin to develop a relationship with them. Get on an email list. As you're talking to your local county, whoever the representative is that is there, see if you can get updated information. Okay, updated information, like you want to know how often that list comes out. For some of these areas, that list will come out once a year. Some of these areas, that list may come out once every 3 years. I know. Some of these areas, that list comes out once every 6 months. Some maybe once every quarter. Every county is different. Get to know your county. It is important that you begin to develop a relationship. Okay, not just get on the list, which is important, but to develop a relationship with your local county. Develop that relationship. That is important. Okay, some of these counties, what they've done is they've outsourced data information. They've outsourced their data information. In other words, some other company handles their information, which is in some cases, that's great. Some counties that I'm talking about that I don't want to make reference to did not make this list. Number one, probably one reason is they were in other words, you had to pay to go ahead and access their information. Counties like Los Angeles, there's multiple counties in California where you have to pay to play. LA County, you got to pay. Multiple counties in California, you have to pay. However, I did find the delinquent tax list for Riverside County. Okay, so some of these counties, the data is definitely outsourced to a third party. I think that is great. However, I didn't do a deep dive into some of the outsourcing services that were utilized, or the companies that were utilized, or anything like that. So, in order, if your county was not on this list, one of the things you want to do is to do a 50-state search for your particular county. So go to this website right here, public records, NETR online. These are the steps that you follow. When you get to that site, you're going to click on the state, you're going to click on the county. You want to go ahead and give the county a call. Email is cool, but give them a call. We're going to visit them. You want to make contact with them. You need to make relationships. You need to begin to develop relationships with these counties because every county they're different. They have their own little nuances, their own little ways of recording data. One county actually that did not make the list, they still do their things. They still do their process like 1980s style. They have actually written data information. There's no typing. I don't want to name who that county is. They did not make the list. There's no typing, anything like that. But they're very old school. Okay. Another thing I'm going to let you all know is this. When you follow these steps, click on state, click on county, call the county. When you click on that county information, oftentimes when you click on that information, it may be probate department, it may be records department, whatever the case may be. Those phone numbers, those 3 or 4 or 5 phone numbers may not be, and chances are they're not going to be, the delinquent tax list department or the real estate records department. The objective here is for you to go ahead and call one of those numbers on the list. Ask them if they would have information for property, real estate property records, specifically properties that are behind on property taxes. Would they have that department information? Okay. Give them a call. Don't use the excuse that you are brand new. Don't do that. Okay. Give them a call and begin to develop a relationship with them. Get to know how your county works. I think you're going to be a little shocked at some of this information and a lot of stuff that you didn't know that was going on at your local county. Okay. I would prefer, now give them a call. I would also prefer that many of you that are watching this video go down to the county. If you have the ability to do so, go down to the county to go ahead and visit them. Okay, get to know them. Now, obviously, you all can't do that if you're investing from out of the state. And some of my people that don't live in the United States, obviously, you can go ahead and give them a call, right? But if you live in the area and you're targeting your specific area, go down there and visit them. Take a trip down there. Get to know how things work, okay? Now, what's going to happen is in the description below, there's going to be contact information for those counties that I have that I went ahead and I listed, okay? It's going to be contact information. That's going to be a direct link. Some of the links are just direct PDFs where you can go ahead, point, click, download directly to your computer, okay? What else did I want to say? Oh, make sure that as you all are moving forward with this information, make sure, number one, that you follow up with your local county. This is important. I had a situation where I had developed a relationship here in one of my counties. It was DeKalb. It was DeKalb County. I had a contact there from 2014, 2015, somehow, some way. Contact has disappeared. Come to find out, the guy that was heading up that department that was sending me lists, that was sending me frequent lists of delinquent property tax lists, to find out he doesn't work there anymore. And so as I try to get that same level of attention, that same level of service from different people in different departments, it's really just has not happened. And so I don't know what happened. People move on. That's really what happened, essentially. So make sure you're following up with your departments. Number one. Number two, this, why is this information so important? So it's September 2021. We're in the midst of COVID. Right now, what's happening is you have eviction moratoriums that are essentially coming to an end. You have people that are in forbearance, where that essentially is in the process of coming to an end. And so there's going to be a lot of opportunities that are out there. Okay. Whether you are a real estate agent or you are a real estate investor, starting with delinquent tax investing is a beautiful thing. Many of you that are beginning real estate agents, this is a great list that you can farm. And when I use the word farm, a lot of you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, talk to your broker about it, right? These are properties that over time can turn into listings and deals for obviously the general public, but lots of times deals for yourselves. If you're a real estate agent that has a real estate investor mentality. Okay. So targeting delinquent property tax lists. I wish I had known what this list was years ago when I began as an agent back in 2003, 2004. A lot of opportunities here on this list. Last thing I'll let you all know is this. In the description, I'm kind of nervous to ask this. I think this is the thing that might allow us to go viral. In the description or in the comments section, put your county and your state. And as I get around to it, let me see if I can go ahead and provide you a direct link for your delinquent tax list. Okay. Don't be surprised if you see a video like this popping up on 100 different YouTube channels. Because it just may happen. Okay. So yeah, go ahead in the comment section. Let me know your county and your state. And let me see if I can go ahead and find your list. The thing you want to do is to contact the county. Don't just rely on this particular list. I'm giving you this list so that you know where to go. Next time, 2022 and 2023, 2024. However, what you're going to need to do is to contact the county so that you can continue to get updated lists. This video is coming out September 2021. Okay. So, September 2022, 2023, 2024, you're going to need to get updated lists. Remember, don't focus on individuals that have recent delinquent property taxes. Focus on people who have property taxes that are 2 years old and older. 2 years old and older. Okay. I'm going to have all the links in the description, as well as if you all are interested, there's going to be some additional resources in the description of someone that is on, or a couple of people that are on Fiverr that actually can go ahead and, if some of your lists are difficult to understand, these individuals can go ahead and break down a list to make it just clearer for you. Okay, break down that information. Third-party services. I had mentioned that before. Some of these services, I don't know. Well, I would just say don't get upset with them if they can't get you a recent delinquent tax list. The reason they can't get a recent list is because the county that they're working with, lots of times, does not keep data in a updated, they don't update their information. So that's not the service's fault, that's the county's fault that they're getting the information from in the first place. Okay. Guys, if y'all found value in this video, please click the like button, share with family and friends. Check out all the links in the description. You all have a great day. Take care.